Susan from Frankfort, Kentucky has a question about painting wallpaper.
Well, she is painting over this.
I don't blame her.
Well, you can
it's
see,
like a dress my mother used to wear.
You can see where the seams are opening up. Well, you know,
absolutely.
In a certain period kind of house.
No, there's no doubt. You see them. It's like a 80s, 70s,
Sure.
80s thing.
Well, it's a 150-year-old house, and she's trying to sell it. And
Yeah.
I think you know what she may be trying to do. She's, you know, we had discerned. I mean, your question. I mean, no offense, but it was a little hard to follow the question, Susan. I did my best here, but I'm not sure if you're trying to seal those seams back down to leave the wallpaper up or paint over them. Okay, so she writes, I'm selling a 150-year-old home in a historic part of Frankfort, Kentucky, and I have wallpaper probably 8 feet from chair rail up to the ceiling, she says. And almost every seam has peeled like this. And she wants to know, how do you deal with that?
If there's still the paper there that you can get back down and push it down, you can get a seam glue that comes in a little tube, and then you get a seam roller, and you roll it, and it's for wallpaper seams that are starting to peel back. And you can try to see if you can get it all to set back down so it's not sticking out and looking all flappy like it wants to be. Somebody wants to pick at it, you know? So you can do that, and that's easy enough. If that suffices, that's great. If not, I don't know of another way you can pull them together if the paper has shrunk, because a lot of the paper will shrink over the years.
That's how it opens
and
up.
that way
Okay.
it'll open up, but it won't be peeling off. So you have two different issues there. If it's shrunk, there's nothing you can do.
Well, what about if she's painting over it? Now, those seams, it's going to be a real problem to paint over those.
It is going to be a problem to paint over it, but you can paint over wallpaper. You start with a pigmented shellac, and then once that dries, you can go ahead and fix any of the loose stuff, and you can float over it and use a damp sponge with the joint compound to smooth it out. If you want to spray a texture, you can, just like Rudy would do here when we're doing it down in Houston, and then go ahead and paint it. So it can be painted over.
So in order to do that, she'd have to do something about those seams that are pointing.
Well, what'll happen is you'll paint it with a pigmented shellac.
Yeah.
And then once it dries, you peel all those seams that are peeling off.
Okay, that's what I
any
was getting
holes
at.
where you had the nails for the pictures and things like that. And then you float with joint compound, just like you would with sheetrock. Here's the trick, though. You don't use sandpaper because you'll sand through the wallpaper. You use a damp sponge and just smooth the joint compound out. Once it's smooth, if you want to spray a texture and paint it, or you want to re-wallpaper it, whatever you want to do, it's ready to go.
Oh, so you go back over the wallpaper.
Sure.
I guess getting that wallpaper off would be real hard because it's probably...
It's been there, 150 years?
Yeah.
No, it's been there a long time. I don't know how long. Yeah, I wouldn't try to take it off.
All right, but we'll try to help you if you send us questions just like that. Send it to us at HomeShowRadio.com using the Ask Tom form. You get answers just like these ones over yonder. And if you subscribe to our channel, you'll know when there are new ones posted all the time.